Hello and welcome back to this section on security goals. Previously in this section we have talked about identification, authentication, authorization and confidentiality. In this lecture it is time to discuss another fundamental concept of security, that is data integrity. And the threat that data integrity are meant to protect against is unauthorized modification of data. To understand about the loss of data integrity, let's see what happened in the Bangladesh bank heist, which is also considered as the biggest bank heists of all time. But before that, let's consider this scenario. Each one of us has bank account with some bank. Now, some attacker tried to transfer the money from your account to his own account. After transferring the money, hacker deletes the transaction history, so you don't know if any transaction has happened. Hackers also modified your account balance to its original numbers, so you don't know if any transaction happened. Exactly same thing happened in the Bangladesh bank heist. On 5th of Feb 2016, hackers made an attempt to steal $951 million from the Bangladesh Central Bank, also known as BCB. Pretending to be BCB, the thieves sent fake transactions over SWIFT payment network to the NY branch of Fed Reserve, asking for the funds to be transferred from the BCB account to the accounts owned by the thieves. BCB came to know about this heist only after 2 days when the incident had already happened. Now this attack was serious for one reason. The attackers here were not stealing the information, they were modifying the information. After the fake transactions were sent over for the fund transfer, the malware allowed the attackers to delete any outgoing financial transfer request logs. The attackers also had amended the customer accounts to original numbers, and they even intercepted and changed the PDF statements to successfully cover their tracks. It is a perfect real example to highlight the importance of data integrity. Let's move on and learn this integrity concept with a transaction example here. There are two participants in this transaction, Vinod and Sindhu, where Vinod is the message sender and Sindhu is the message receiver. Vinod sent the message to Sindhu requesting money transferred to him. If everything is good, Sindhu transfers the money to Vinod and there is no problem here. Now let's understand this in context of man-in-the-middle attack, where the Wi-Fi router is compromised and the original connection is lost. Now all the message can be intercepted by the hacker. This hacker is able to read the message exchange happening here, and he is interested in the financial transaction message that is getting exchanged between Vinod and Sindhu. Later he modifies the message with different amount and hacker's own account number and sends the message to Sindhu. Sindhu ends up transferring money to the hacker's account. Can you think of the problem in the above scenario? As we can clearly see, there is loss of data integrity here. A common mistake that we do is to focus only on the privacy of the message and completely ignore the implications of the message modification, which can be due to transmission error or by the malicious attacker. This brings us to the problem that we need to address as part of data integrity. How to ensure that the message transferred has not been tampered with or modified in transit. And to exactly answer this question, we are discussing this topic, data integrity. As you can see, providing confidentiality is important, but confidentiality only prevents us from the passive attack, where the attacker intercepts the message with the only intention of reading it and not for altering it. But here in this case, in the Bangladesh bank heist story and the transaction message that was happening between Vinod and Sindhu, we can see we are concerned about active attackers. These attackers who intercept the connection and modifies the message. So we need a mechanism to ensure that after the message is sent by sender, there is no modification of the data. And if there is any modification of data, we should have a mechanism to detect any unauthorized modification to the data. So we can say data integrity is the assurance that digital information is not modified in transit and is truly uncorrupted. When sensitive information is exchanged between the two systems, the receiver must have the assurance that the message has come intact from the intended sender and is not modified in transit. Moving on to the next slide. Steps must be taken to ensure that data has not been changed in transit. To maintain the integrity, we will see further in the course how the below mentioned cryptography tool can be used to ensure and verify integrity. Hashes, MACs and HMACs. Just to understand at very high level here, hashes, MAC and HMAC can be used to verify integrity. Message sender can create a hash, MAC or HMAC of the message and send along with the message. Now, once the message is received by the receiver, he can create hash, MAC or HMAC on the received message and compare with the same that was originally created and sent along with the message. This helps us to ensure that the message which we have received is exactly the same that was sent. Another cryptographic concept is digital signature that allow the sender of the data to digitally sign the message that is being sent. On the receiver side, the signature can be verified to verify the integrity of the data. If the signature does not match, then it means the data has already been modified. One important thing to note here is that digital signatures mostly leverage on certificates to digitally sign the data and helps in implementing digital signatures and hence data integrity. But don't worry, we will learn all these concepts in detail in later sections of this course with practical applications. If the terms that we just mentioned here like hashes, MACs, HMACs, digital signatures, certificates sound little bit alien to you, you don't have to worry because we are going to discuss all these topics in detail in later sections of the course with practical applications. So with this, I am going to end this lecture on data integrity here. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in next video. Thank you.